So what we are going to do is, we have 192.1.12.0 network, then 10 network, 20 network. I am going to translate this address, that is 10.0.0.1 into 192.1.12.5 using a static. Before that, I will configure IP address on all the devices. So 10.0.0.1, and I will also give the default gateway, which is going to be 10.10. Right? Got it? Now router 2. Any doubt? Now the last piece. So gave IP address. I gave IP address. I wanted to be more over like a real-time lab. So what I'll do is, I'll not advertise my 10 network. I want to run routing protocol. I want to reach any network which is using a public address, but I don't want to use this 10 network. There is this private address inside a routing protocol, because normally they don't use like that in a public environment, right? They don't advertise private network in a public environment. So what I'll do is, I'll run a routing protocol like router EAGRP 100 192.1.12.0. That's it. Nothing here, right? Okay. Now on this router EAGRP 100, not a summary, network 192.1.12.0, network 20.0.0. Show IP route. I'll get routes on this device, because there is no route from that device. See, I got route 20. This router doesn't give any route because it has only directly connected link. So will I be able to ping from this PC to this address? Let's check that. Ping 192.1.12.1. I'm able to ping. So that is the reachability from this end to this device. But I didn't advertise my private network in the routing protocol, as it is a public environment. This is a public environment, so I don't want to use private address inside that public network, right? Okay. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll do static NAT, one-to-one mapping. What I'll do is, imagine that he's a manager. He's a manager. So whenever he comes in, he tells me that I want a public address reserved for me, even if I'm not using that address. I want that address to be reserved for me, so that whenever I come inside, if there is a congestion, if there is an address already used, even PAT has some limitations. You will not give all the all the devices to use a single address, because it will not be efficient, right? So what you will do is you will give a single address for your manager using a static NAT. So what I'll do now, NAT is always created on a router. The very first thing in NAT is to define, the very first step is to define inside and outside network. That is inside and outside. This is your inside and this is your outside. So the interface which is facing your company is inside and this will be your outside. So define that. Interface have 0/0 IP NAT inside. That's it. Then interface have 0/1 no shutdown IP NAT outside. That's all. You did this first step successfully, right? This is common for all type of NAT. That is, whether it might be a static NAT, dynamic NAT or patch. This step is common. The first step is common for any kind of NAT. Now in static NAT, what do you have to do? Write a static NAT statement. How? Go to the router. How to write a static NAT? Simple. All the commands for a NAT starts with IP NAT keyword. Always the command starts with IP NAT for any kind of NAT configuration in a global configuration. So IP NAT, you want to do an inside to outside translation, right? That's why you defined your inside and outside. You defined that this is my inside and this is my outside, right? You did that. Why you did that? Because to make clear which is your inside and outside, so that the translation could be done properly. So you are saying that I am going to translate my inside address into an outside address. I want to translate inside to outside. Inside. That is not outside address, a public address. You want to speak inside. Yeah, it's private to public. Got it? You are going to do private to public in our scenario. So IP NAT inside. No, don't worry about outside to inside. You can also, translate an outside address when it's coming inside. Okay? IP NAT inside. No, you defined it. I did that IP NAT outside, right? You are asking about that. I did that to define my inside and outside both. I have to define. You are saying that this is the entrance, then you have to say which is the exit also. This is my inside and this is my outside. You have to define that. This is my inside network and this is my outside network. You have to define that. Any doubts? Okay. IP NAT inside, and put question mark. What is the source? Source is a static, right? Source is static. What is the inside local IP address? You have to understand one more thing. The address which has to be translated is called as inside local address. Inside local address. The address which this address is going to be translated. The address which this address is going to be translated is called as inside global address. So this is the inside global address and this is the inside local address. 10.0.0.1 is the inside local address. 192.1.12.5 is the inside global address in our scenario. Any doubt? Okay. So what I'll do now, I'll say that 10.0.0.1 is my inside local address. Then what is the inside global address? 192.1.12.5. So you are instructing your device that if this device comes in, give him this address. Before that, I want to ping from this PC to 20 network, 20.0.0.1. Will he be able to ping? Why? How? No, I didn't give enter. I didn't give enter. I didn't configure anything. Will he be able to ping? I didn't advertise this network. Okay, see, this guy will send this packet to this guy, right? Default gateway, because PC doesn't know about how to route to different network. Let's check. I'll copy this command first. I'll not give this command. Do show IP route. Do I know about 20 network? Yeah, I know. So I'll move this packet to this guy. He'll also send it to this router. Sorry, this PC. What this PC will do? Again, it's a different network, so I have to send it to my default gateway. Now this guy will see its routing table. Whether I know anything about 10 network? No. Because I didn't advertise, right? You remember that I didn't advertise 10 network inside this router, inside EHRP process. So will he be able to ping? He will never ping. If I put this statement, will he be able to ping? How? Tell me the logic. Already this has been enabled. Already it has been enabled, right? So no need for you to enable it again. EHRP process is already enabled for this network on this interface. You gave this command, right? You're getting my point, right? So whenever he goes outside, what happens is he will remove the tag called as 10.0.0.1 and he'll give a fresh address called as 192.1.12.5. This device knows how to reach 12.0 network, right? Will I be able to ping now? Yes. I should. Simple, right? But I'll not be able to ping from these devices. Sorry, I have to ping 20.1. Because this guy will take the tag called as 10.0.0.2, not this, not any other public. So it will not be allowed outside. Got it? Any doubt? So this is your static NAT. Any doubt in your static NAT? Make a note of it. So this is common for any type of NAT. Step 1. Step 2 is write the NAT statement in static NAT. Okay, it's static NAT, right? Then we'll go to dynamic NAT. What is the first step in dynamic NAT? That is step 2. Step 2. Step 1 is common, right? The step 2 is create a NAT pool. In our case, I will create a NAT pool called as India. Create a NAT pool. Okay. And put some IP address on that pool. Okay. There is a second step. What is step 3? Group the devices.
It should access the NAT.
Exactly. Okay, group the devices which you want to access, which you want to be used with this NAT pool. Okay, in our case, I'll group the entire 10 network. Okay, using AC. This is step 3. What is step 4? Bind the creator ACL with the NAT. Got it? Any doubt? Note it down. Okay, so dynamic NAT. So for dynamic NAT, again the first step is common. You know that, right? Define inside and outside, it's already defined. Now, what is the second step? Create a NAT pool. Okay, let me create a NAT pool on this router. What is the command? IP NAT pool. Give a name for that pool. INDIA, India. What is the start IP address? That's the name of that pool. Name for this NAT pool. So I'm creating a NAT pool called as India, and I'm going to put some IP address inside that pool. What is the start address? What is the range of address which I'm going to put inside? 192.1.12.10 till 12.12. So 192.1.12.10. What is the end IP address? 192.1.12.12, which means starting from 10 till 12, not 10 and 12. So 10, 11 and 12. Got it? Then what is the net mask? There is subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Hit enter. That's all. You have created the NAT pool. Now you have to group the device which has to use this NAT pool. Step 3. How to do that? Using ACL. Access list 1. Permit. I'm going to group the entire 10 network. So 10.0.0.0, 0.255.255.255. Right? Hit enter. No need to remove that implicit deny. Why? Because only 10 network is there, I am going to permit the entire 10 network, right? If you have multiple networks, don't forget to remove that implicit deny if you have to remove it. Because you are going to apply it on the interface. So other than 10 network, no other will be allowed. Other network will be allowed. What if you have multiple VLANs inside your company, like VLAN 10.1.0.0, 10.2.0.0. You have different VLANs with different subnetworks. What happens then? Again, you are going to permit the entire 10 network, not the subnet. So that should not be a problem. What happens if I have entirely different network, like 10 network, 192.168.0.0 network? At that time, I can say access list 1 permit any. Simple, permit any. So whoever comes in will be given with that, or will match with that ACL, and they can be translated using that. Any doubt? So I have created that ACL, so I have to bind it. Sorry, I have to bind it inside the interface. So interface F0/0. Any doubts? IP access group 1 in or out? In. Because these are traffic which is coming inside this interface. And one more thing, in this case you can never put this ACL on this interface. Why? There is no use, because you want to group it when it's coming inside, so that you could perform some action. If you are performing action on this exit interface, you cannot apply NAT, because already the process is over. He is ready to go outside. That guy is ready to go outside, so you cannot translate it. So when coming in, you have to NAT using ACL on this interface. Got it? So step 2 over. What is the final step? Before that, I will give what I will do is, I will save this till here. Till here I will save it. Okay? I will save it till here. Do WRM, write memory. Don't use that command in CCNA, because in exam you will suffer. Always use copy, running configuration, startup configuration command in CCNA, because in exam you will not get help for that command. And do WRME or write memory will not work in your CCNA exam. Do commands, certain commands will be working, especially that copy running configuration command You have to buy. You have to know that it will not work in your exam. You will not get that what is that question mark help for that command. And write memory command will not work over there. Only on CCNA exam. Got it? Any doubt?
First we have given that manager one network, I mean, 192.5.
Exactly.
It will also have access to that NAT pool.
No, you're not binding it to NAT pool. Yeah, even he will be, yeah, but he's given some other address, static NAT already.
That
will be explored.
Will be explored.
It will be working. That's not an issue. He'll always use that. So what happens now? I'll try to give an extended ping. /T. Okay? On all the PCs. Done. Will these PCs ping? Never. Right? Why? I didn't apply or I didn't bind the ACL, the people who has to use this NAT pool. I didn't specify that, right? So I have to do that now using the command called as IP NAT pool. Again, IP NAT, not pool. Inside. Always translation will happen like inside to outside or outside to inside. So you have to specify it. You are going to translate an inside address into an outside address. Inside source, this time it's not static, it will be list. That is access list. Okay? What is the name or number? That's number 1. Access list number 1. And you want it to use with a pool. Right? You want that devices, you want the devices which is matching in this ACL1, use the pool called as India. Hit enter. That's it. Done. Any doubt? If you give this command, see, source is not static now. I am saying that source is a group of guys which I group using ACL, access list. That's NAT pool. I'm talking about ACL. I group these devices using ACL, access list, number 1. That's the meaning of this list 1. I'm telling that this ACL1, the devices which is matching this ACL number 1 should use this NAT pool called as India. So what you have in your NAT pool? Address ranging from 12.10 till 12.12. You have these many IP addresses. Will they ping now? See, they started pinging. See, they started pinging. He is also pinging. He will not have any problem. Why? He is static NAT. Always that address is reserved for this guy. 10.1. These guys are using this NAT pool. See, 10.3. Till now, he didn't start. He started. What about this guy? He also started. So he'll never ping. He'll never ping. Right? Why? Already 3 addresses are there. Those 3 addresses are taken by PC2, PC4 and PC5. So this will never ping unless otherwise any one of this PC release that IP address. I'll make this PC release that IP address. It will take some time to release the address. Okay? See? It will take some time. So till then, I want to show you something. How to see the NAT table. Show IP NAT translations. See? Translation happening over here. This is a NAT table. NAT translation table. Okay? And one more thing, debug IP NAT. This is a statement. There is a debug statement, debug command. I want to show you something. I'll stop there. Debug. I want you to analyze the debug. See, it's expiring. Why? This guy released that IP address, that is 12.12. Address has been released by 10.2. Did you see that? Okay, fine. See the translation. A packet is going from 10.2, this guy, and he is taking an IP address called as 10.11 and is going to 20.1. Got it? And there is another packet called as 10.4 coming from 10.4, a traffic from 10.4, and he is taking an IP address called as 12.10. So 10 and 11 used. Only one address left, right? That address is used by whom? That is 12.12. Yeah, it's expiring, so it's not used by anyone when we gave this command. But now someone will be using that, this guy, because that has been released, right? He'll not be using now. Again, I'll give this extended thing. He'll not use it. Again, I'll issue that debug command. Sorry, debug command. Now you all. Now again, we are going to analyze it. See here. Static NAT, a guy called as 10.10 using 12.10, already he is using that. 10.3, see, this guy is using that released address 12.12 which has been released by this guy. 10.2 is already using 11. Got it? So only 3 addresses are there. All the 3 addresses has been used by 1, 2 and 3, these 3 devices. And this address, this device is already using and always using statically that 12.5 address. Okay? See here? He'll always use it. Even if I stop the ping, this guy will not utilize that. Let's see that. Okay? And one more thing, you have to note this also. This start, NAT with start statement is for return traffic. It's a return traffic. So the source is 20.1, the return traffic, and destination is 12.10. Okay, in your NAT table it says that 12.10 IP address I gave to a device called as 10.4. Got it? Any doubt? Okay, let's see whether this guy is using that IP address or not. No, he's not using. He'll never use that. Why? Because that address is always reserved for this guy. Again, if you give ping, it will start pinging at that moment itself. He will not wait for anyone because that address is always reserved for the PC1 using static NAT. Any doubt? Okay. So the final thing. Everything same like dynamic NAT. Okay. Except a single extra keyword in the command. I'll show that. What is dynamic NAT? Port address to port address translation. That is, it uses a single address. It's not a port address to port address translation. It uses a single address with multiple port numbers. Say for example, if this guy comes in, what I'll say, give this address 192.1.12.10 with the source port number of some dynamically generated one. Say for example, I'll write it here. This is an example for pad, there is dynamic NAT overload. Got it? This is for pad. So if 10.0.0.2 comes in, I'll give him the address called as 192.1.12.10, okay, with a source port number of some dynamically generated one. I'll give something called as 1002, a dynamically generated one which is taken care of by your device itself. And again I'll say that 10.0.0.3 comes in, give him this address, the same address with a port number called as 1003. The same thing done for 10.4 also. The same thing can be done for 10.5. Got it? Any doubt? Okay. Any doubt? This can be done. I can also use multiple devices, multiple IP address. And if IP address is not available, I'll take already used IP address with a different port. That's bad. How to configure that? Very simple. See, the command is very simple. The same command. The only difference is everything, the command or the configuration is similar to your dynamic NAT, except a single keyword called as overload. When you're binding, when you're doing this fourth step, okay, got it? While doing the fourth step in NAT, in dynamic NAT, you'll include a keyword. That is, while doing the last step in your dynamic NAT, you'll include a keyword called as overload. That's it. Hit enter. That's it. No other extra configuration. Everything same like your dynamic NAT. In PAT also, the configuration is similar to your dynamic NAT. The only difference is a single keyword in the last step. That is the fourth step. In our case. Got it? Let's wait for the device to ping. See, now all the device stop responding or stop using the previous IP address. Why? They all are releasing that IP address because now the technology has been changed to PAT. See, so they will release it and they will again get the IP address with the port number transfer. See? Let's wait for some time. What about this guy? He doesn't have any problem. He is a king. He is having an IP address always reserved for him. So he'll always ping. No problem for that guy. See, he started pinging. PC2 started pinging now. Right? PC3 also started pinging. PC4. So all the three PCs are pinging. We have 3 IP address, 3 PCs are pinging. What about the last PC? He is also pinging. Why? So how to see that? Again debug it. Debug IP NAT hit enter, stopping the debug. Now analyze it. If 10.1 if If 10.1 coming inside, give him the address which is reserved for him. If 10.2 comes in, give him dot 12. Okay, 10.3, even for him dot 12, but with a different port number. Did you see that? With a different port number. Both are using same IP address but different port number. What about 10.5? Even he is using the same IP address but with a different port number. Got it? What about another guy? We have one more guy called as 10.4, right? What about that guy? Sorry? A different port number. Got it? Any doubt? Clear, right? Tell me if you have any doubt in this. This is what NAT is. So you have to practice it. That's it.